Hello. Uh, I just want to say, why do I think that a lot of people can find success, right? Because I believe that inherently. Um, so this, I thought about just doing my whole life story, right? Over, but I realized, what, a 4 hour video, there's no need today. I do want to unpack um, my experience as a plumber. Um, so I was born with cerebral palsy, and cerebral palsy is a non-progressive neurological condition affecting movement, muscle control, posture, and coordination from early brain injury. Um, so, uh, I make the joke I wasn't there, right? But it happened when I was born. Um, my mom tells me that my lungs collapsed when I took my first breath, and they didn't catch it, so I essentially went brain dead for a few minutes. And then when I was resuscitated, those effects caught me. So, what does that mean, right? So, from my earliest memories, I have some cousins when they lived here in the city with me. We were really tight, right? Hung out every day. I noticed from my first being of consciousness, right, that we're doing jumping jacks, and I'm having trouble doing jumping jacks. And so, you ask yourself, well, how much more would I hate my life if X happened or Y happened, right? I wouldn't know in this instance. And I'm sure, this is not the worst tragedy experience, in recorded history or anything. But, it led into a lot of insecurity throughout my life, socially, dating, whatever. I guess I'll just put it on camera. So my left hand, right? So good to go on coordination. My right side is quaint. I remember I was a churchgoer for the first 16 years of my life every week, and we would come down for congregation to do the meets, the highs, the greetings, right? And I remember my first exchange. Unfortunately, it's in my right hand, right? I go to shake a hand, and the guy just looks down and looks at me weird. And I think I was like 6, 7, 8 years old. And then from then on, I just started going. I just started leaving for those 5 minutes. Oh, I gotta go to the bathroom. Oh, this, that. So when you don't have correct coordination, right? How do you plumb? Well, I don't know if it's an exaggeration that I went through 10 companies, right? So not only was it my knowledge base, at the time I went to plumbing school, I went during high school. I was not attentive, right? I thought about drugs and girls at that time. And, so then I get out to the field, I really don't know that much. And, they're saying something simple like, oh, just put up nail plates, right? And then, so they see me on a ladder, and you have to press the nail plate up on the wall, put your finger on, and then hammer it. Well, which hand are you going to use the hammer for? The one that doesn't have accuracy, or the one that does have accuracy, and then risk your fidgeting hand just to get slammed by that nail? What I understand today, right, as you can see from my previous videos, that deadlines have to be met. So honestly, over time, I never really took it all that personally. But there was a lot of circumstances to overcome. So I get out of the trade for about a year and a half. I sign up for community college accounting. I become a personal banker, right? Do that for about 9 months, and then COVID happened, and then I got laid off, and then I had a lot of things going in my life at the time, and I knew that I had the 2 years of experience from school, and then I stuck with somebody for 6 months. One guy let me stick on for 6 months, but mentally I still wasn't where I am today. So, you have to show work ethic, and it bleeds through your personal life, right? It's an unfortunate circumstance. So I'm like, okay, I've got 6 more months. I'm making $10 an hour, right? I got 6 more months, and then I'm good. So I go to the largest residential plumbing company, new construction in Oklahoma, and I'm with my first guy. I really get a break, and he's understanding of my situation, and we're doing top outs for about 2 or 3 months. Then he calls in sick, and then I'm with El Jefe, big boss, and he didn't like where I was, so he told the owner, and the owner came to me and he was like, "We're gonna put you on sewers. All you have to do is dig." And he said, "But we are cutting your pay, and if you don't want to get fired, don't leave the shovel out of your hand." In that moment, I've already processed all this, right? I just need 6 more months, and then I go from $10 an hour. By the time I get the company, I was at 13, right? The plumbing company. But I go from 13 an hour to 25 an hour. So I lock in every day, and this guy's 80 years old. He really should have been retired, just driving around a tractor, never made any stops. Just got his black coffee in the morning and turned on his country station. And over time I kind of tried to get in the groove of that. And I started listening to country, drinking black coffee, and I just kept pushing. And then next thing you know, 7 or 8 months pass, and I take my test and I pass it. The amount, and we're talking about journeyman, just for clarification. The amount of leverage I had that day led to a lot of mistakes on my end, but so much growth, right? Because once you're at the journeyman level, somebody needs you. That's why I'm giving you this path, or trying to show you this path, right? Once you attain this, think of it like a bachelor's in engineering, right? You're needed. And so and then I had from 2021 to today in the position of leadership. And obviously, that's what I'm saying, learning leadership when you were a sewer hand, because that's the thing, right? Most people who become journeymen, if somebody got put on as a sewer hand, just running the shovel all day, and it's like you're on for 3 years, they're not doing it. Most guys who become journeymen actually get the experience they need. And I know a lot of guys are insecure about that. Like, oh, I'm not ready to take my test yet, or blah blah blah. But and again, it's just one experience. I have to be, share my bias there. But at the end of the day, once you got it, you're going. And I had a lot more harder days of being a journeyman than I ever did an apprentice. And I didn't really have to, I only had to pick up a shovel an eighth as much as I did when I was a sewer hand. And I had a lot more harder days. It took me, I would say from the day I passed my test with only having knowledge of shovels and dirt and things being sloped downward. I would say it probably took me 10 months to get comfortable, and then a year and 8 months probably to really feel like I know what I'm doing. And then and everything's just been stacking since. Like, I moved on to commercial, a lot more nitty gritty stuff, a lot different, a lot more time consuming, a lot more thinking. And yeah, so anyways, back to it. I still have cerebral palsy. I play video games. I've played Xbox since I was like 12 years old, right? And of course, back in like 20 whatever, right? Early Call of Duty days, that's all you did, right? So I learned how to play one-handed. So the left side of my palm is right here. My thumb is doing the aiming, and then my top two, this middle knuckle is RB, this is that. And it's just an example of how you can adapt, right? I golf, I play games, I work out, and just I try my best to let nothing stop me. So don't let anything stop you.